fellow Good Shepherd and St. Francis and St. John. I am Father John Lajana, pastor of Good Shepherd. This week, we prepare for the third Sunday of the Easter season. This is a reading from the Gospel according to John. At that time, Jesus revealed himself to his disciples at the Sea of Tiberias. He revealed himself in this way. Together were Simon Peter, Thomas, called Didymus, Nathanael from Cana in Galilee, Zebedee's sons, and two others of his disciples. Simon Peter said to them, "I am going fishing." They said to him, "We also will come with you." So they went out and got into the boat, but that night they caught nothing. But when it was already dawn, Jesus was standing on the shore. But the disciples did not realize that it was Jesus. Jesus said to them, "Children, have you caught anything to eat?" They answered him, "No." So he said to them, "Cast the net over the right side of the boat, and you will find something." So they cast it out, and were not able to pull it in because of the number of fish. So the disciple whom Jesus loved said to Peter, "It is the Lord." When Simon Peter heard that it was the Lord, he tucked in his garment, for he was lightly clad, and jumped into the sea. The other disciples came in the boat, for they were not far from shore, only about 100 yards, dragging the net with the fish. When they climbed out on shore, they saw a charcoal fire with fish on it and bread. Jesus said to them, "Bring some of the fish you just caught." So Simon Peter went over and dragged the net ashore full of 153 large fish. Even though there were so many, the net was not torn. Jesus said to them, "Come, have breakfast." And none of the disciples dared to ask him, "Who are you?" because they realized it was the Lord. Jesus came over and took the bread and gave it to them, and in like manner the fish. This was now the third time Jesus was revealed to his disciples after being raised from the dead. The disciples in the beginning of this passage did not expect to see Jesus at all. And even when they first saw him, they did not realize that it was him. It reminds me of a time when I was assigned to a church in eastern Kentucky, and we didn't have many parishioners, many people. It was a very poor area, and many people, the culture was not receptive to religion, let alone the Catholic Church. And after a couple of years, I felt a little despondent. I wondered why I was spending so much time working here when I was not seeing any results. One day, actually the very next day, I was having Mass. It was a Thursday, and the usual people were there, the one person. And I looked down in the back, and there was a family of 4. A month later, that same family was in the church on a Sunday, and they waited for me. And after Mass, they came to me and talked to me, and they told me that they were not happy at the church they were at, and they've been spending the last month or so visiting other churches. They decided that they were going to join the Catholic Church in Beattyville, Kentucky. And this is a moment when I was discouraged. I did not see the fruit of any labor. I did not see the presence of God in anyone's life. And then all of a sudden, it's right in front of me. And sometimes when we talk about evangelization, it's more, we have to remember that sometimes it's the other person's faith journey. We are on the imagine their faith journey being a train. We are sitting at a train stop, and they're in the train in their faith journey, and they are just zipping by through the stop. They're not even stopping. However, if you look closely and you time it right, you can catch them looking out the window as they go by. And that is, a lot of times, that is enough for God. They connect with them for a little while, and they continue on their faith journey. And they finish it somewhere else with others doing something else. You will not know what that is. And the story of me and its family in Beattyville reminds me that our job as a disciple of Christ is to be an example to others and to try to share what we know of the faith with others, not to convert them or bring them to the church or mold them into the person we want them to be. We are just to share and then go on with our lives. We should be comforted knowing that God is with us when we are with them, and He continues to be with these people when they are no longer in our sight, and the Lord continues to be with us when also they are no longer in our sight. Now, as a family, talk about a time when you felt you were in the presence of God. What happened? Was it in a holy place like a church, or was it somewhere else? As a family, go somewhere together. Maybe a walk outdoors, or just grocery shopping, or visit someone, your grandparents. After the experience, talk about all the ways that Christ was present in your outing. Are you open to His presence in all circumstances? God bless, and see you at Mass.